You know.
Right.
He saw a little squib about that big. If you join the Marines, you'll be in there for 2 years and you'll be out. And he knew, I have a feeling he was trying to outdo his dad by joining the Marines, because he had heard his dad say something about going in on D-Day, you know, over in France. And so we tried to tell him not to. It was hard to do what to do, but Joe and I knew exactly what they would do.
Yeah.
They'd put them right on the front line.
How many years ago was that? How
was,
long was he over there before he lost his life?
10 days. Well, he lived for 2.
Yeah.
He lived for 2 months.
Yeah.
They took him to Clark Air Force Base in the Philippines.
Right. So he died in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Oh. What year was that?
And you know what? That was 1968.
Wow.
And you know, the night before he died, he called me. He'd called me 2 or 3 times because Joe would be at work.
Yeah.
Since the time change. And he called me and he said, "Mom, I'll be getting on a hospital ship, a plane to come home tomorrow if I don't spike fever."
Yeah.
See, they put feces on the bullets, and they get these horrible infections.
Yeah.
And he lost 1 kidney. He thought he wasn't going to be able to surf after that. I said, "Steve, you can surf with 1 kidney." I said, "I had a brother that was born with 1 kidney, and he did anything he wanted to do, so don't worry about that."
A lot of times that happens, though, with they rally just before. And that's apparently what happened with him.
Well, they had you know what? When they did an autopsy, they never could find the bullet. The bullet pierced an artery, and he had cardiac arrest. Oh. That was 2 months of a rough time.
I guess it was. How did you deal with that?
Well, we took one day at a time. Hoop Tebow was really terrific.
He was
a Marine.
Yeah, and
he was at the paper, of course.
Right.
And he helped us a lot. And by checking and letting us know some things before the Western Union got here.
Yeah.
They'd come every other day.
Oh,
Western Union, yeah.
With reports on your son?
That was a bad 2 months. And you know, we found out that he was doing better. So Mark was down. Mark had gotten tired of going to St. Joe with the nuns. He thought he wanted to go to another school. And we couldn't find a school. I couldn't find any school to send him to. I didn't know anything about other schools. And we put him in a school in Gainesville, Georgia. It was a military school.
Oh, yeah. Milledgeville? Well, it's Milledgeville, isn't it?
No, it's Gainesville. It was...
but I mean, okay. It was
a military school.
Yeah, that Milledgeville Military Academy is up there, but maybe that's in Milledgeville, Georgia.
I don't know what...
Anyhow,
we sent him up there, and they used to go to down to Fort Lauderdale in the winter. And he was down there when Steve was in the Philippines. He had gotten home. Steve had gotten home for 13 days before they sent him over to Vietnam. And Mark we got him home for a few days so they could be together.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah. And so we found out that Mark said, could you come down since Steve's better? Could you and Dad come down and watch a basketball game, I think. I think he was getting homesick. And
how old was he?
Well, he was in junior
high school. He was a junior in high school?
Yeah, and he had made the captain of the football team up there. We didn't know we were sending him to a school that had children that weren't behaving themselves. That was what the school was like. Boy, when I found that out, I thought, boy, what a boo-boo I pulled. Anyway, Father Heffernan was a priest here, and
Yes.
we knew him real well. And he was in Fort Lauderdale at a church down there, and he found out, somebody, I don't know how he found out, but he found out we were going to come down. He said, well, stay with me in the rectory, which we did. And the next morning, and we come home, and on Monday morning, Joe woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and he said, Eva, he said, something's happened to Steve.
Oh, gosh.
And I said, why do you say that? He said, I don't know, but it just has.
Mm.
It woke me up. He said, I'm going to call the doctor out there.
Oh, my gosh.
And this is what the guy said when he called. Are you coming? And Joe said, well, what do you mean, am I coming? Well, he's had cardiac arrest.
Oh, gosh.
Well, I knew he would be in a coma.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, maybe he didn't say he was in a coma arrest, but he said Steve's gone bad.
Oh, wow.
And the next morning, and so then Hoop said, get him, contact McMillan, General McMillan, and General McMillan said, Joe, wear your uniform and the Marines will take you right through in a hurry, which they did.
Oh, so he got over there then?
Bill Craig took him to the airport, and he got over there. And
In
he
time
didn't
then?
know, he didn't know him. The next morning, I got all the kids off to school, and the Western Union arrived, and it said he was in a coma. And I thought, he's not going to know him. So I drove by. I got the kids to school. I don't point in telling them anything.
Yeah.
So I got them to school, and I come back over the bridge. Did you know Dr. DeVito? Remember Dr.
Oh, sure. He was my doctor.
I went right to his house over there.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
And I said, Jim, this means that Joe won't know him, will he? He said, no. And he said, Eva, he might have to tell him to pull the plug if he lay too long, because he'll be a vegetable if you don't. You know, and sure enough, there was a wonderful priest over there, and he was a missionary priest. And he had asked the Clark Air Force Base if they would operate on his back, if he'd be a chaplain. And so that guy was just great with Steve.
Yeah.
That was wonderful.
And probably Dr. Shelley, too.
Yeah, I did. And they did. Yeah. Oh, they went to pray. They prayed. They would go and pray, and it just turned out fine.